process and use the default settings, but if you want to be a bit more specific, you can use this drop down menu, and then you can choose what type of illustration or image you are about to trace. I'm just going to stick to the default option, but I will show you all the settings that you can access once you use these other versions. So clicking on default will give us this. Now you might not be happy with this result. Personally, I am not happy with it. So what can we do? Well, first of all, what we can do is to change the presets. So instead of default, we can choose maybe line art. Unfortunately, that made it even worse. So what will work better then? Let's try maybe sketched art. That sounds similar to what we have here. That is actually getting a little bit closer, but still not good enough. So when you are trying to use presets normally in any other application as well, it's true, it's not going to work perfectly for everything. Every image is different, every scenario needs something different setting. And luckily in Illustrator we can access all the settings used for tracing images, and you can get to that by clicking on this icon called Image Trace Panel. So that will bring up this panel, and this is quite complex, especially once you click on Advanced, you get even more options. But don't get scared, it's actually quite simple how to improve the result of the tracing. So most importantly, what you want to focus on is the threshold. If you drag threshold to the left, after a while you will see the preview of the changes. It will use less detail from the original image, so it will be a bit more faded. Less lines will be vectorized. If you increase the threshold, then it's the opposite. Then more detail will be picked up and turned into vector paths. So the higher I increase the threshold, the more detail we start to see, until we get to the furthest to the right, when